Hi, my name's Tim Paynter. I'm an attorney in Denver, Colorado. I'd like to talk to you today about comprehensive immigration reform. There's a lot of discussion now about how we need to reform the bill, that maybe there isn't enough time, that perhaps we need to have more discussion, that it took a year to pass the health care reform bill, that we need to put it off and put it off and put it off. You've got to be kidding. The Arizona bill fell down right along party lines. All Republicans for and all Democrats against. The health care bill mostly followed along party lines. Democrats for, Republicans against. So, how do you think the immigration bill is going to fall down? Probably along party lines. So honestly, I don't think we need to have a lot more discussion about this. Let's just get it done. Let's quit tearing up families. There are a few changes that perhaps could be made to the immigration bill in my point of view. One of them is a one strike and you're out. If you happen to have committed maybe a felony many years ago, let's say 10 or 15 years ago, and you have rehabilitated yourself as the court will require you to do, you're still out. It's a permanent bar to immigration to the United States of America. And I don't think that's fair. Do you? If we ask people to reform themselves, to rehabilitate themselves, and they've been out of trouble for, let's say, 10 years, don't you think we should give them one more chance? The other area that I think needs reformation as quickly as possible is the way that the immigration laws are applied. Most people don't know that as an immigrant in court, you don't necessarily get all of the evidence against you. If you're in criminal court, the state is required to provide you what we call discovery, and you get it all. But in immigration court, that's not the case. In fact, some delicate items you might only get with the Freedom of Information Act filing. That's ridiculous, and that's not fair. Immigration also is not required to tell you, if you're in immigration court or in front of an immigration interviewer, that you have a right to an attorney. You have to assert the right. You have to know you have the right. And then they'll tell you, well, you have to pay for it. Fine. But at least let's tell them what their right is. That they have a right to another item that we may want to think about in immigration court is how misdemeanors are turned into felonies. Immigration court is the only place I know in the United States of America where 2 misdemeanors or 3 can be turned into a felony. What do I mean by turned into? If you happen to have 2 certain kinds of misdemeanors in the United States, immigration court will interpret those to be 1 felony. What's the problem with 1 felony? It's a permanent bar to come here legally. That's not fair either. If 2 misdemeanors are 2 misdemeanors in every other court in the land, 2 misdemeanors ought to be 2 misdemeanors in immigration court. I don't think it's fair to consider them arbitrarily that they're a felony. Let's apply the immigration laws fairly to all people. Let's pass immigration reform today. We call it comprehensive immigration reform because the first thing that we speak about in the immigration law is border security. Come join us May 1. We're going to have one of the biggest parties in the United States of America. All the people are coming out in different cities. There'll be a party in almost every city in the United States of America, and we'd love to have you there. Certainly you'll be welcomed with open arms. There'll be marches, there'll be meetings, there'll be rallies, there'll be anybody there who wants to stand up for the human rights of other people. So please come. Have a good time on us. My name's Tim Paynter. I'm an attorney from Denver, Colorado, and I'd love to have you participate with us. This isn't a Latino movement. This needs to be an American movement. This needs to be a human rights movement. In a country that prides itself on human rights, don't you think? Come join us on May 1. You'll have a great time, I promise. I will probably be in Denver, and I would love to have you join us here. But you'll be able to find a party somewhere in the United States. Just look on the website. There'll be plenty there. Hey, have a good day. Thanks for tuning in. Help us support comprehensive immigration reform this year.